I do sometimes call her a scammer.
What would make Brandan call his wife a scammer?
The behavior was, as long as she had money, she was great. But when the money wasn't around, she wasn't great.
Awesome! If you opened up your Instagram in the last few days and scrolled through anything 90 Day Fiancé, you probably noticed something really odd going on. Brandan and Mary were making some very confusing posts about Mary having colon cancer. Yeah, colon cancer. But this post is not the first post I ran into. This post is saying maybe Mary has colon cancer. Maybe she has it. The first post I ran into just sent me straight here to a funding page saying that Mary had cancer. It reads, "Help Mary financially for her colon cancer." There is no maybe in that title. Just a picture of her in the hospital and a button to donate money. And if you've been watching Brandan and Mary on the show or in videos, you probably had a very similar reaction to this as I did. A very few amount of people may have thought, "Oh no, Mary! I hope she gets through this. What can I do to help?" But most of you probably did what I did and said, "Is this real?" And I'm not talking about like, oh, who hacked her account and made a fake fundraising. I was immediately wondering if Mary was faking having cancer or not. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? Why wouldn't I believe someone saying that they have cancer? Well, I usually would, but this is Mary we're talking about. If this was any other cast member, I would think that this is probably real. Well, except Paul and Karine. And like many of us guessed, these two are really just morphing into Paul and Karine 2.0, aren't they? It has been a while since we saw Brandan and Mary on the show, but these two have continued to be the walking red flags we've known them to be since we met them. The constant jealousy, Mary's tantrums, we watched them make one bad decision after another. Neither of them had jobs, and we knew that they were struggling to get by when they found out that they were pregnant. At the end of the season and at the tell-all, we found out that they did have their baby, but they were definitely still struggling emotionally and financially. They seemed to vlog on YouTube to try to make money, but it didn't really seem to go anywhere, and instead in those videos, Mary just came off as odd.
Am I toxic? Yeah.
They even at one point tried to exploit a monkey for money. I think they were just trying to get by financially on social media, and it just wasn't working. And their weird TikTok lives of them fighting also didn't help that either.
Go home!
This is my home. I can't even leave.
Then I will leave.
So we already knew that these two were emotionally immature, financially unstable, desperate, and Mary specifically is unhinged.
Don't look at girls, okay? Like I told you.
So when I saw this funding page for the very first time, I first tried very quickly to analyze it and determine if I thought it was legitimate. That is sad, isn't it? The fact that people in general try to scam other people out of money with serious diagnoses, that's horrible. So I actively just tried to verify that this was real, legitimate, because technically it really could have been. But I immediately noticed a few things. The first thing is that Mary made this page herself. You can see that right there. Most people that I've encountered that have a serious diagnosis don't open their own funding page on their own the actual day they get the diagnosis. It's usually a family member or a friend trying to help. Like if Brandan's mom had opened it and shared it saying, "Hey, this family is struggling. Mary's currently in the hospital. Let's support her family and baby during this tough time," I probably would have believed it immediately. But no, Mary started this page and took a hospital selfie. And she is in the Philippines at the hospital, not in the US. So my first question was, does she really need help with healthcare in the Philippines? Like, what would this money be for? Many people were saying that the Philippines has free healthcare. And from a quick Google search, it seems like there are definitely options if there was really a serious diagnosis like she's claiming to have. And if you read Mary's campaign story on her funding page about herself, it says this is serious. It reads, "I have been diagnosed with colon cancer yesterday, February 17th, 2024. I'm actually making the video that you're watching on the 19th of February, and I'll post this on the 20th of February, and I bet you that all of this information is either changed or gets completely deleted. But I'm reading this to you, and I'm making this video because I know that there are generous people out there, people that may want to help. So I want to make sure that people who watch the show are aware of what Mary and Brandan stated initially, because now they're trying to backpedal. And if you are out there and you want to help them in some way, you need to know what is really going on, because this is what we're reading on this funding page, right? But then on this post, which I think was on Facebook, it looks like Mary does not, in fact, have a true cancer diagnosis. But here she says she was diagnosed with colon cancer February 17th. On the bottom of this post, they are saying that they don't know what is wrong with Mary and to stop spreading fake news. Huh. So Mary created this. Even if those clickbait articles are picking this up, this is what Mary typed herself, word for word. She typed, "Help Mary with her colon cancer." Oh, yikes. And when I actually checked on this funding page again, it looks like the fundraising site got reported a bunch because it says campaign stopped. And Mary is mad because people also reported her Facebook posts, I think, as well. Whatever reporting that people did got her Facebook demonetized. So here's the deal, Mary. If you do happen to come across this video, this is why people think that you cried wolf and you got demonetized. I'm going to spell it out for you because I don't think that you thought very hard about this. You are the one who said that you had cancer. And people do understand that you need to try to make sure you, Brandan, and your baby can get by. But Mary, this was the wrong strategy. You could have easily said you were very sick and needed help. I'm sure that there are people out there that would have tried to help you if you worded it that way. You could have taken that hospital selfie in your hospital bed and posted something saying that something was wrong with you and you didn't know what it was and you needed some help. But instead, you posted a funding page saying that you have cancer. For people that have had cancer destroy their lives, their families' lives, you just upset a lot of people. This was a big lie and you got caught. You did not know if you had it or not. This was no one's fault but yours. And now maybe, hopefully, you have learned your lesson. Because for some reason, you have a fan base. And now people that at least thought about helping you, or actually did, will not want to help you again because you just cried wolf about cancer. I really hope that those that donated, not understanding the circumstances, do get a refund. If the site is investigating this and they do shut down the campaign, hopefully refunds will be a part of that. Please make sure if you do donate to people on shows like this that you really look into what you're donating to. I know it sucks that we live in a time that you can get scammed by things like this. These two need to try to find a way to make money that is stable for them and their baby. This is not the way to do it. I worry that this is the beginning of a downward spiral for them, even though they seem to be spiraling since day one. Mary went on a rant in her stories about this and her Facebook getting demonetized. No one is bashing Mary for being in the hospital, just misleading people and taking their money. Please, Mary and Brandan, one of you get a job and take care of your baby. And next time, if there is a real issue you're facing, don't lie.
Sapa and Shekinah want to remind you to subscribe to the Kiblz channel. If you don't, Sapa will appear and give you an exotic AI-generated dance.
That motherfucker is not real! Let me know what you think about this. I do not wish anything bad on Brandan and Mary or their family. I just hope that they get it together, don't scam people, and they take care of their kid. That's all. Again, let me know what you think about this, and I will see you in the next video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!